No, really happy. We had a big game over Christmas. All big games, but we had a good performance, very positive result, and we've gone from there. So delighted with the performances, consistency. The quality of the squad is very evident, so we're in a good place right now.
Has that firmly put that slightly poorer spell before Christmas behind you?
Yeah, you drop a couple of games, it's a major crisis. But the fact is, we had to learn. We were losing our shape at times, and we looked vulnerable to the counter. We had some work to do. The players have been tremendous in that respect. So, touch wood, we're in good shape. There's some hard games to come. They're all hard games, but right now we're in a very good place.
How pleased are you with Kenny Miller?
Delighted with Kenny. I said to you right at the start when he ended his new contract, it wasn't a sympathy vote. It was a well-earned contract. He had a big impact in pre-season. He scored goals. His quality in training, his attitude in training is first class. Great role model to the younger players, but he's hungry to play. So there's no sympathy vote. You have to work hard for your contract, and Kenny did that. So I'm delighted for him.
You certainly had faith, but is this a message to anyone who did doubt Kenny that it was the right decision?
That's not about a message. It's about myself, David, Jim, the coaching staff doing what we think is right by the squad. And Kenny justified that and earned that contract. He came on. When he first came back, he had a small niggling calf injury. But Kenny knows his body. He knows what has to be done. He caught up the training, which he missed. So credit to him for that. And he made an immediate impact and scoring goals in the Petrofac game, etc. And the quality and the way he trains day in, day out is a great example to the younger players. You listen to Nathan Adua, Dominic Ball, Gideon. They watch the way Kenny trains every day. So at 36, that's all credit to him.
How do you look forward to this game? Is it? I know you're not too bothered about the gap or the perceived gap between the top flight and the Championship, but is it even just a change of scenery from the?
Yeah, it is. It's not a distraction. Far from it. It's away from the league for 1 week, but every game we go into, we want to win. It'll be a tough test. Our Premier League side, we know that. Lee's bringing a team back here, so we know about the quality of the challenge they'll pose. But we're in good form. We're at Ibrox. We're Rangers. And we go in the game full of confidence.
Given it's only the second time this season, people will draw comparisons to that St Johnstone game. You said you've improved your shape or tweaked one or two things here. Does that mean you're better equipped for this game than you were then?
We were well equipped that night. That night we got punished, we made a couple of mistakes and we got punished for it. Other times that's not the case. Other times you put your chances away. Sometimes games you win by 4 or 5 or you sneak a late goal. So there's no great golf in my mind. Far from it. I think for the reasons I mentioned, the financial reasons I mentioned earlier. So we're in good shape. There's no doubt it'll be a tough game, but hopefully a big crowd at Ibrox, and we're looking forward to it.
Those tweaks that you said you've made, though, do they make you less susceptible to these mistakes?
I think we saw the games as teams putting 8, 9, 10 men behind the ball, and it's very hard to break down. And what we had to do was show patience, and when we didn't maintain patience and we lose our shape, then we're vulnerable. If we push too many men forward and expose ourselves in key areas, then we're going to be in trouble. And for a couple of games that was the case. But hopefully we've corrected that, and the last few games have been very positive for us.
On the back of that, then, to get 3 clean sheets in a row, I think, is that vindication of what you did on the training ground, any tactical work?
It's a group of us working together, and it was very pleasing. A clean sheet is always pleasing, and people talk about only winning by 1, only winning by 2, but 4 clean sheets out of 5, it speaks volumes for the defensive mentality as well, desire to protect your own goal, and hopefully maintain the attacking instinct as well.
Did you feel you had to maybe sacrifice a wee bit of your attacking adventure just to tighten up at the?
No, I don't think that's the case. I think 4 against Hibs and I think 6 and 5 in the weeks ensuing after that. So I don't think we've curbed our attacking instinct, but we've become tighter. And I think certainly more focused on what we have to do without the ball.
And how obviously Dominic Ball's been playing in that central midfield role as well. Is he giving you a bit more stability there as well?
Delighted with Dom. Dom came in, in truth, Dom knows he wouldn't have come on probably at Morton if it hadn't been for the red card. And he came on, did a great job there. And he was asked to perform a tough task for us against Falkirk, did the job outstandingly well and deserved to start again on Tuesday. And I thought on Tuesday had an excellent game. So Dom's posed another selection problem, which is a nice one to have. But all credit to him, a 20-year-old centre-half playing out of position to play to that quality. Really delighted for Dom.
Had you had that in your mind that you could play there, or was it just one of these things that circumstances throw up?
I knew Dom. We signed him when he was a young boy, 10, 11 at Watford. So I knew all about Dom, and he's got a great attitude. He works hard every day. He thrives in the environment. So I had no doubts about his ability to play there. But he's still asking a young 20-year-old boy or young man to play out of position. So he did that and did really well for us.
Do you know Lee McCulloch? What do you expect him to bring on his managerial debut?
No, I've had a cup of tea with him, but I don't know. David, we obviously knows him very well. But for a man that's played over 300 games for the club, scored 70 plus goals, captain, played I think in every position by a goalkeeper, so a tremendous playing career. So full of respect for that, and I know he'll bring a side, I'm sure, that is hungry to perform and keen to impress. So we won't underestimate the threat, there's no doubt about that, but as I say, we're in good form ourselves, so hopefully a good encounter.
Is one of the difficult parts of your job right now, look at your bench from Tuesday night, and I would suspect is 7 players who want to be playing in the first team week in, week out. Is your job keeping a squad of 22, 23, 25 happy?
No, you're right, dead right. I think the squad, or the bench rather, on Tuesday was the strongest it's been since I've been at the club. David's been at the club, which is great. It speaks volumes. That's what we want. We want a really strong bench. But when you have players of the quality of Nicky Clark, Nicky Law, etc., Cammy Bell, these guys not getting onto the park, it's difficult. It's difficult. We had a really strong bench, and it's just we have to do is train hard every day, maintain focus, and chance comes along. What goes around, football comes around. So work hard every day on the training pitch. Your chance comes along. Be in a condition to take that chance, and I've no doubt about the quality of this squad.
How's Michael O'Halloran settling in? You said he was pretty much thrown into the action the other night. He hadn't really trained and so on. What's the last couple of days been like for him?
Yeah, it's after deadline day, for young guys, you have to endure that. He was here for a long time, getting the process completed. That's done. Hadn't even trained with the boys, but it's important to pull the jersey on and get back into playing football. So now he's trained this morning. We're training again tomorrow. So he'll get to know the boys, how we play, what we demand of him, what he needs to take for the environment, etc. He'll be fine.
Roughly, how kind of long does that process take? So I remember you saying last week as well that Billy King wasn't even fully up to speed, managed to get the goal, but perhaps wasn't even in a position you expected him to be. Does it take a few weeks, a few months? It
must do, yeah. We do a lot of work, and that's why I always think pre-season is so important. You get 6-7 weeks to work with the players, and as a group they bond, and you can really instill what you want to do in terms of ethos, philosophy, playing style, etc. So that's a key period for us. Guys who don't have the luxury of a pre-season with us have to try and catch up, and they will do. Our job, coaching side, analysis side, is to make sure they're given every opportunity to pick it up as quickly as possible. I've no doubts about the players. Harry Forrester as well.
To come back to Rangers connections, we've got Lee McCulloch, Chris Boyd, Stephen Smith as well. What kind of reception do you expect these players to get on a return to Ibrox?
I hope very much to get the right reception. They've served the club, and I obviously wasn't here before the start of this season, but you have people who come in, and Chris, etc., and Lee and Stephen, I'm sure, good pros and deserve the right reception, so I'm sure that'll be the case.
And again, coming up against a team with the managerial instability that they have, does that impact your plans heading into this game?
Not at all. It's about Rangers, and that's again never being disrespectful. It's just about us. We have to prepare well for the game, train well, prepare well, recover well, because when the games come thick and fast, it's about loading on the players. So make sure kick-off time on Saturday we're in the best possible condition, and we will be. But we know it's a tough test, so prepare for it well and try and deliver the right level of performance.
Mark, going back to the St Johnstone game, I think a few days later you went to Morton and won convincingly, and I think you and maybe one or two of the players had said afterwards that the squad had been stung by some of the criticism that followed that St Johnstone game. Is that still something that's in the players' minds, that they want to go out there and prove people wrong and show that they can beat up?
I think it's not about one particular game. I think it's every time you pull the jersey on, you've got to want to impress. You mentioned earlier about the strength of the squad. You can't afford to be below par and deliver a substandard performance. It's about the squad being the best they can be every single day. So I don't think it's about one game. I think it's about every game. Pull the jersey on, play in front of supporters. You have a responsibility to yourself as well, to your teammates, to the supporters, to the club. So I don't think it's about one game. It's about us making sure the mentality's right here, the environment's right, and every player being the best they can be. If we get that right, we'll be in a good place.
Is the Scottish Cup a winnable competition?
I think we want to go as far as we possibly can go. You're never going to sit here and say we're going to win a cup, or it's about us wanting to go into every game, being best prepared and try and win it. If we can win it, then great, but the very least will be 100% effort, that's for sure.
Do you take an interest in the league above and a potential title race there?
You have to look at it. I watched the game last night. You have to watch it, absolutely. You have to look for players, and you have to look at styles and managerial changes in terms of what managers do in the games and what coaches do in the games. So it's a learning curve for everyone, I'm sure. So it's always good to look at other games.
Do you keep an eye on the other side of the city?
Indeed, and it's the other side of the country as well. So you look around, you look everywhere. You have to. It's part and parcel of learning. So for me, coming north of the border, it was important to learn the lower leagues, the upper league, etc., and know where we want to get to next season.
Who do you think will win the Calcutta Cup?
I've had a bit with Mr. Stewart. Let's discuss it next week. But you know where my money is. Thanks very much.